Hello everybody! Welcome back. This is the Benchinator and you're watching Let's Play Xenogears, the greatest JRPG on Earth. So last time it turned out that, in spite of the fact that Ellie was successful in stopping, temporarily, the minions of Krelian, she got herself captured and, basically the bad guys left us to wallow in our misery. They let us go. But now we are going to Merkava, where seems like God's Ark is floating. All sorts of places are just getting attacked. The world's getting torn apart, and we have to stop him, and we have to save Ellie. So, we're inside Merkava, and we're going to be heading towards the center. There we go. So, last time I did equip our characters with some new equipment. The other ARs, basically other armor that deflects other attacks. It's going to be incredibly useful for this battle, but really only this battle. After this, it's not really that necessary. You're going to be facing some nasty other attacks, especially near the end of the game, but it's not totally necessary to have them. If you want to keep them, it's fine, but you don't have to. Look, there's Ramsus in a shiny new gear. We already kind of saw this before. I forget exactly what the name of it is. It's like the Asphyxia or something. But yeah, that's his new gear. He definitely goes through gears pretty quickly. I mean, if you think about it. I mean, the guy's already had 2 other ones before this. Yeah, so why so angry, bro? Why so many so much hatred? I just don't get it, man. Well, yeah, we already kind of figured out that you were created in a lab. Well, yeah. I don't know, Ramsus, you did kill the Emperor. That's pretty impressive. You're not completely worthless, in spite of what people say. Oh, there he is. There's Krelian. This time your body's young. Who's he referring to? So, interesting. Someone named Karen's hanging out with Krelian. Okay, so she's part of this whole thing too. The one, yes. That's Ramsus. Ramsus in a tube. Yeah, there he is. So the Emperor's been told it's archetype for the contact, but I guess it's not. So, I mean, Krelian had this plan the whole time. It's basically, he was planning on taking out the Emperor eventually, and kind of using it for its own, for his own, uses, so to speak. Replica of the Emperor. Sweet. Well, Ramsus is apparently growing up fast. I guess that makes sense. Wait, dispose of it? So she's got a kid. Interesting. So who is this woman? Ooh, a contact. Okay. Fei? That's Fei's mom? Oh my god. That's crazy. So it seems that with the birth of Fei, because this woman knew that Fei was going to be special, or the contact as they're calling them, it seems like Ramsus was, oh god, wow, these people are awful. I mean, we already knew these people are awful, but now they're even worse. So that's why Ramsus has such issues, is because Fei, he knew from birth that Fei was, like, basically a superior model, especially when he turned to id. So that's where all the hatred comes from, I suppose. Discarded. Jeez, man. Well, I guess that is kind of rough. I mean, I don't exactly feel, a lot of sympathy for Ramsus. He's done some pretty horrendous things, but still. Yikes. Yikes, man. Yeah, looks like your mom was just all kinds of evil, Fei. Hate to break it to you, but your mom was not a nice woman, I guess. Yeah, Dominia. I don't think that. I think it's worthless to try to stop Ramsus. He's determined. Well, you know, it is kind of endearing to see that the elements do have an affection for Ramsus, even though they're ultimately fighting on the wrong side of, well, everything, to be true. So now we're going to be fighting what is basically the last battle you'll be fighting with Ramsus, as you'll see. And this is a tough battle. This is something that's not easy. And you want to keep in mind, and I don't want to spoil anything, but you are going to be fighting a battle immediately after this. So this is probably the most annoying thing to deal with, is the Wave 3 Demiser. Because it brings everybody's HP to 0. Or 1, I should say. Now the good thing is that if you have your proper upgrades, if you're upgraded to the latest armor and the latest frame, a lot of Ramsus attacks are not going to be that effective. So essentially, all you have to do is, you know, make sure to repair your frame a little bit. You don't have to go crazy, because when he attacks you, it's not going to really do that much damage. The real challenge in this battle is to try to be somewhat conservative with your fuel. And I say somewhat just because in the next battle, you will have an almost unlimited opportunity to recharge yourself, to recharge your fuel, without any consequences. In other words, in the next battle, you can just kind of sit there and charge all day. You can do it for like 3 hours, and you won't be taking any damage. So that's something to keep in mind, is that you don't necessarily have to. You don't have to kill Ramsus in a hurry either. This is not like fighting Hammer, and you can kind of see that. Yeah, Ramsus attacks you 3 times. He only does about 660 damage, but of course his accuracy and evasion's down, which is kind of a pain in the butt. And there's no way to undo that, unfortunately. There's not really any gear technique that I know of that restores your aim and your evasion. But overall, it's not super important. The condition, I believe, does go away after 3 or 4 turns. And even then, at this point in the game, because you have like the level 2 and the level 3 techniques, it's a heck of a lot easier to make sure you hit them anyway, because, you know, your accuracy goes up about 3-fold when you use one of these level 3 attacks. So right now what I'm basically doing with Citan is I'm just waiting for him to get into hyper mode, just to make this battle go by faster. The Aphsphinia. I'm not exactly sure what that's supposed to mean. But yeah, about 1,000 damage a turn is probably all you can really, all you really have to worry about. Okay, so now we're in Senritsu. So this is awesome. Hyper mode for Citan Uzuki. And so Fei has his defense lowered, and I'm trying to remember if I just kind of forego the defense lowering thing. Ooh, that was brutal. Missing with a hyper mode really sucks, because, you know, you only get 3 turns to be in hyper mode, so missing 1 is kind of a big deal. That's like, you know, that's 5,000 damage just out the window, which kind of sucks. So yeah, Fei's defense is really low at this point, but I believe that this battle ends before that, which is kind of a good thing. But yeah, this is such a weird gear that Ramsus is kind of just cruising around in. All right, Twin Snake, here we go. Oh, maybe I'm waiting for hyper mode. Sometimes I don't remember if I wait for hyper mode or if I just use the level 3 attack. You know, sometimes either one's okay. I mean, hyper mode in general is a hell of a lot better, but still. And then I believe I go into system mid mode. I'm trying to remember, yeah, because I don't use any of the other gear special options. So I do. Looking back, I think I probably did not need to. Oof. Yeah, the fact that he got 2 of these off really sucks. But as you'll see in the next battle, even being at 1 HP and low fuel is not that big of a deal. You just have to have a lot of patience. Like, the next battle that's going to be coming up will be a test in your ability to stay calm and not rush. That's for sure. So I think this battle is actually pretty close to over. I think there's just a few more rounds I got to get through. But yeah, you definitely want to be careful too with Fei's attack. Okay, dead dance. There we are. I don't think we got to see this really. I think we saw it once against the elements, but that was only once. Yeah, there we go. Bye, Ramsus. It was nice knowing you. Trying your best. Trying your best to beat the rest. We got a golden vest for our troubles. Which is a pretty good item, actually. High armor. Okay, so now there's a giant hole in the wall. Well, well, well. Where shall we go next? In Zveltal. Alright, well, here we go. And unfortunately, you can't, like, go back and save. I really wish you could go back and save. That would make life so much easier, but... it kind of automatically takes you down. This is where Car was born? Interesting. So it seems like Corellian had already had access to this place beforehand. Oh, wow. So, I mean, it's entirely possible that this arc that's constructed was already made, and this is Deus right here, which is just the core of Deus, so this is kind of a new addition to it. Corellian's been having a long time to plan this, it seems. He's known what he was doing for a long time. Oof. Well, now, of course, characteristically, Ellie is crucified once again. Just like we were not too long ago. Yeah. So it looks like Deus is on its way to being revived. Perhaps we're about to face a final battle to bring it down. Oh, man. This is not looking good. Oh, shit. So, yeah, this is that second battle I was talking about. And this is actually Myong's gear. This is the one that she commands. Which I don't think we've ever really seen before, because she had a previous gear that was less fancy, but this one's a little newer. So, this is probably one of the most frustrating battles ever, and this is one of the weirdest ones. So, what's going to happen is that the way that this works is that she charges up, like, she doesn't do anything for 3 turns. And then she unleashes, what is it, Wave 4 Devastator. And the thing is that the more you attack her, the more attack power that she's got. So right now, because we haven't done anything, yeah, you're going to see that it does absolutely 0 damage. But this is also why I suggested using the, getting the Ether Armor. Because when it does cause damage, that damage is going to be greatly reduced. So how do you beat her, right? Well, you can't spam attacks on her as it is. So what you have to do is you have to attack one person at a time, which I'm going to do with Bart. So that way you can get his charge level up. But as you can see, now the defense is going up, the ether attack's going up. So if you keep attacking her, what's going to happen is, like, you know, if you attack her 4 times, it's going to do like 10,000 damage. You're all going to be instantly wiped out. However, you attack her once, she releases the blast, her attack basically goes back down to 0. So, there's a long process where you attack once, you hold back, you wait for her to use this, and then hopefully, I mean, I think the main goal is to keep attacking until you get up to hyper mode, and then you unleash, you know, 1, maybe 2 attacks, and I just skipped ahead a little bit, and then you're able to see, now this is a little bit later, I got up to hyper mode. You unleash 1, maybe 2 attacks at most, and then you can do some serious damage. She has less HP, so that's actually really helpful. So, like, you know, for this time, I believe that I kind of take a walk on the wild side, right? Just charge with Bart. Just hold back with Fei, because he's got really low fuel anyway. Because I'm almost up to the point where I can heal myself, and that's what I'm going to be using that fuel for. But I attack, I believe, 1 more time with Citan. Or, no, I just charge and I have it at 10 times. But yeah, this is a little bit later. We've done a couple more attacks. And I'm just skipping ahead because I'm not going to show you the entire process. But then what happens is that you eventually get to a point where she's down to maybe only about 5,000 or 6,000 HP left, something like that. And then this is what happens now, is that her ether attack rises up. And it keeps going up And when you see that, like after she's released a Devastator wave, and her attack is going up, then you gotta move fast. Like, you gotta keep attacking her, and then use as much as possible. Because fortunately it's not gonna go up with every attack, but it will go up. So in other words, the more, the longer you're in this battle, the harder it's gonna be. But up until this point, you really just want to take it easy. Like, you don't want to rush this battle. You just want to attack, wait for her to use the Devastator attack, attack once more, and that's how it's done. So that's how you defeat Miang. So again, just kind of had snippets of that battle, but it was important for you to see how it was done properly. You gotta take your time. You gotta be careful. Attack, wait for her to use the wave. Attack again, and then kind of slowly make your way up to hyper mode. Now, if you get to that point in the battle and you have enough fuel with Fei to use System Ed, then, you want to take advantage of that, obviously. And that's why it's important to conserve fuel in the battle with Ramsus. But even if you don't, even if you have, like, 80 fuel by the time you get there, you can sit there and charge literally all day. Like, there's no time limit to that battle. It's just going to take, like, an hour or two to get through. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Ramsus and Miang have been defeated for now. So are we going to be able to stop Deus? Find out in the next episode of Let's Play Xenogears. This is the Benjinator, and thank you guys for watching.